definition of emerging technologies, we talk about big data analytics, networking, cloud computing, and security. There are many other emerging technologies like LBS, Internet of Things, NFC, and WiSig. But I will not talk about any emerging technologies now. I will talk about a technical trend which has come up and which is booming in some of the developed nations, which is BYOD. Bring your own device. There are companies that are fighting for office spaces in India. Many organizations have made work from home mandatory for their employees. There is chaos on the roads during the peak office hours. There is a huge chunk of population getting ready to migrate to some of the developed cities. In all this, where do you see the role of BYOD in India? If any of the panelists can answer this, can give some brief about this new trend.
Hi. I think BYOD is pretty much a reality in most organizations. I can share from a personal experience, my mobile phone as an example is a device which is registered with my company, and I think companies are finding that it is more efficient to use some of those and they have to buy lesser kind of equipment. Yes, there is some work that organizations need to do in terms of security, in terms of certain policies and programs that need to be installed on those devices. And I think that is pretty much an area which is, while it is growing and it is posing new challenges, but I think at the same time it is something that from our point of view I think is pretty much a reality and brings a lot of efficiency within organization and perhaps convenience to the end user also. It doesn't have to flip between two interfaces, two kinds of devices and so on, right? Anyway.
Hello. Just I want to touch upon that this is subject BIOD and another terminology has come up, the CYOD, choose your own devices. It is not only bring your own devices, choose your own devices. Sir rightly mentioned that the reality, how many of you actually accessing your mail from your mobile phone, from your iPad, from your desktop or laptop in the office? One application accessed from different devices. It is known as device hopping. That it gives agility to the organization, it gives accessibility to the data, and some people, let's say, if I'm traveling, my guys are requested for a travel request, I have to approve his travel request. I'm not accessing my laptop now, I have to do it from my mobile devices. And if it gives the agility that that guy should reach there, and it should not be stacked for my approval, then I can do it from my devices, which probably is my iPad. Most of the time, you will see one person from the organization is sending mail and the signature is sent from my iPad. Sometimes you will find that sent from my Samsung mobile. Sometimes you will find that the official signature is coming up. That is one mail is coming. But what brings this, BIOD is a reality, but it brings a lot of security challenges. It's rightly said that people are encouraging to work from home, right? And when people are working from home, then they are hopping their devices. At the same time, we should consider now that one is BIOD, people are talking about containerization. If it is, this is my device, and I'm accessing corporate information from the device, and if I leave the organization, what happens to data I'm having in my handle, right, in my mobile phone? And it belongs to me, and I don't want my organization to wipe out my whole information from the infrastructure. But then some questions are coming up. It is something is security, another is manageability. Two things is very important. One is mobile management, MDM, the technology people are talking about how to manage the end devices are used by the organization. Another is security of the devices. That's the two important points.
So my question is to RD Secretary Meena Singh, that we have just now discussed a lot of facets of big data analytics, how it can correlate citizens across databases, different databases, even within a database, how can it help in producing certain significant results, that how many people are having car and still engaged, still enrolled into Indira Awas Yojana or something of that kind. Even deduplication of records can be done. In eShakti we do deduplication through biometric, but in SECC there is a huge amount of record is there, and within that also there could be chances of deduplication on wrong information. So you being the custodian of probably largest repository of data of Government of Bihar, how do you think that big data analytics can help working of your department, analytics of your department, and improving efficiency of your department?
Certainly there is absolutely no doubt that it will be very, very useful, because in every program, whether it is the census operation or selection of beneficiary for IMI or issuance of the job card, or now SECC operation, eShakti, now we will be going for UID. Every time we spend lot of resources in collecting that data, and if this kind of merging is possible, then accuracy and also the possibility of removing the ineligible kind of the beneficiaries from various programs would be very much there. So we should try and pilot test this application in some of our areas and some of the programs. I am visualizing it to be very, very useful. It will help tremendously in terms of properly targeting the beneficiaries, reducing the cost of management of the program.
Thank you, sir. And that is why I am trying to reflect this question to SAS, Mr. Champion. That because this is a precisely new technology, especially for India, and not in many states for citizen services we have utilized this, or for analyzing this kind of citizen data. You have been probably producing some business intelligence for some specific commercial taxes data or something somewhere you have been doing. But now applying big data analytics in citizen services delivery, and also the departments, helping departments like rural development, are you as a major company on the globe pioneering the big data analytics cause, are willing to take up kind of pilot projects in Patna or Bihar?
Absolutely, sir. We are doing this work already in Maharashtra through Maha Online. We have already started the work. The PDS data cleaning is happening. They have already identified a fair amount of duplicates in the PDS data. And we just got the order last month from NPR, the National Population Register. They've just given us a very large order to actually dedupe their records, because they gave us a sample and we found a lot of duplicates, and they're going to use that in the census data also. So the software that we are talking about here in the data quality area has it's a self-learning tool. So when it keeps doing, so we did that deduplication for telecom companies, because the government passed an order that no single individual should have more than 8 telephone connections. So we did that to identify how many telephone connections in a particular person's name are there. So uniquely identifying a person within data, we have already done that for several companies, all the telecom companies, Airtel, Vodafone. So the data is already learned about at least the citizens who bought mobile phones from this telecom company. So once we do through NPR, it will actually have covered the entire population. So we have a fairly sophisticated tool to actually identify the individuals in a population.
My question was, are you willing to do that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. We are more than willing to do that in Bihar. Absolutely, we'll be very happy.
Sir, at first, sir, I would like to thank our Principal Secretary and Sri N.K. Sinha ji for conducting such a nice program, so that what was a dream earlier days, but this is a real true thing that we have assembled here. I have come here from Delhi. Sir, just I was going through your words very minutely, and I could find that you were really touching the basic needs what we require in Bihar. Sir, one thing I would like to, sir, I would like to ask you, So wherever I go as a national project coordinator, recently I had been at JK, recently I had been at US also, and in Hyderabad, sir, I do find, sir, most of the core project what we do, that the project coding is done from the people of Bihar. Wherever I have gone, I could find that the core coding was being done by the people of Bihar. And that too from, sir, rural areas of Bihar. Because some people were from Motihari, from Purnia, from Kishanganj, from, sir, Ara, like that. Everywhere, even USA, sir, I could find they were from those areas. But, sir, whenever in Delhi, we just meet such a forum, I am very surprised that most of the people have very less idea about the development in IT in Bihar. Because they are still not thinking that we are developing. Everywhere I do find that we are doing a lot of things, but we are not able to project it very in a big way that we are also doing it. Just in the DAC forum I had told them, it was the Bihar which was the one of the first states in India that went for the computation of transport department. Sir, it was the High Court of Patna that was the one of the first High Court in India that was computerized fully. So I just told them, sir, in a big forum like that, we should have some centers like in, sir, on Assam, sir, we find that it is a citizen-centric service is okay. But, sir, awareness program with the partnership of the private firm also, we can have established centers, sir, at rural area, so that, sir, people, when we talk about, sir, rural development and panchayati raj, it is, sir, very much that they should be well aware of the programs. Because most of the Mukhiyas are not knowing, most of the, sir, Jilla Panchayat people are not knowing exactly the program of the Bihar government. But, sir, wherever you go, they talk about the Bihar. They are talking about the Chief Minister's achievement a lot. Recently, sir, I am Indore. It was an example of our Chief Minister. Yesterday, I was also there. They were just lauding the achievement of the Chief Minister. But that was a big forum. They were knowing about the achievement. But, sir, I would like to know, can we have established the centers in the rural areas so that we can produce more beneficial achievement for the Bihar? Thank you, sir.
I think whatever you have suggested is very well taken, and the way forward would be, since intellect is not confined only to urban areas, it is scattered all across, and with the communication technology and with the devices and the kind of women empowerment that we tried to showcase through an experiment yesterday, when this spreads to the rural masses, we definitely need to sensitize people, educate them at panchayat level and say, these are the possibilities for you. You can create your own intellectual properties sitting at your own house in some remote village and you are connected to the world. That transformation may happen very soon in Bihar through the ladies who were illiterate but digitally literate. When they take these devices and connectivity that we are providing and their children force them to not only learn, they themselves learn, the entire household becomes digitally literate. But will they stop there? No. After first round they will say, I need more. That is what has been propelling us also. So then it will be high time for us to set up those centers, tell them what they can achieve, propel them, provide them the basic amount of knowledge which is needed to go through that kind of coding or even to imagination. They should know that if they can imagine something, yes, there is a way to creating that system. And the system from A to Z need not be done by one person. It's more of a collaborative effort. So we intend to do that, what you have said. And the second part which you said, people do not know about what all we have been doing. Well, people will come to know when they find that entire household in Bihar, whether urban or rural, is not only digitally literate, it is able to create its own IPRs and better the lives of people. So, in my humble opinion, maybe 5 years' time, the entire scenario would have been transformed and Bihar would have shown the way.
Thank you, sir.
Due to the paucity of time, I'm sorry that we won't be able to take any more questions. Thank you so much all the panelists, all the dignitaries on the dais. I would now request Shri Atul Sinha ji, MD Beltron, to felicitate all the dignitaries on the dais. Starting with Shri N.K. Sinha ji. Can we have a huge round of applause? To Shri Amrit Lal Meena ji. To Shri Shailesh Srivastav ji. To Shri Vijinder Singh ji. Now to Shri Manas Sarkar ji from 10 Micro. Shri Anubhav Tyagi ji from SafeNet. Shri Ravi Khattar ji from Cisco. To Shri Sundar Rajan ji from SAS. Thank you so much all the dignitaries. We won't be able to take the tea break now as we have extended the time, and we'll quickly start with the next session now. There is a running tea which is arranged at the backside of the hall, so whosoever wish to have tea and snacks can quickly go and have it. By the time we are starting the next session,